Yeah, considering the circumstances, it's not bad, but Lich is doing what Lich is meant to do. It's not that you're just trying to slow down the Razor from as much farm as possible. You don't even have to really harass him. It's just about slowing down his farm and taking away the potential amount of creeps that he can possibly get. That's so huge for him. And so the Razor is doing okay, but the Lich is just making things so annoying. And Universe is the type of player, too, that you want to set up really well.
They find this one. They're going to be able to get the charge, and Silence is on top with the Hex. Yep. They will be able to control Sumail for a decent amount of time. Still, no bottle line. Oh, my God, 11 HP. Rupture's now put on him. Sumail is desperately trying to bottle up, and he will have enough HP, plus the rotations from Evil Geniuses, that CTY cannot make the full commitment. Unbelievable. 10 HP like that.
That was so greedy by CTY. Like, he had the Rupture, and that alone would have been enough to kill. But he decides to save it, and...
Oh, you're talking about with the pushback from the Spirit Breaker, right?
Yeah, if he just casts the Rupture at the same time as the Bloodright, then they guarantee the kill, like almost no matter what. But by allowing Sumail to roll out like that, once he got a little bit of distance, there's no way that CTY can continue to chase past that tower, right? So I think that, especially if you're against a Storm Spirit, you just blow everything. Like, you guarantee that this hero dies, so you don't have to deal with it at a later time. And you're not going to get a lot of opportunities like that because every time it fails, Sumail will just continue to farm out mid lane, and then once that second pressure fails, then you can just go to the jungle because Universe isn't actually using the jungle too much, so Sumail can just abuse that if he wants, if he feels unsafe at all.
Yeah, this is a little bit curious. He went for the 3 levels in Sandstorm, so which is kind of a jungle build, but he's not actually utilizing the jungle. Why do you think that is? Why is he not just going, okay, I'm going to farm up the Radiant jungle, say, so he's still in this bottom area and just give the solo experience to PPD?
The lane is too good for him right now, and at top, AUI is going to get caught out. He's dusted. This should mean a kill. And
he just throws out the shuriken. Any bit of damage he can get out before he dies.
That's the I'm dead, but let me just bother you as much as I can. There's no reason not to.
Maybe this is another reason why they're really willing to run the Bloodseeker as a mid-Radiant up against a Storm Spirit, is because he's Radiant side and he's able to utilize, similar to the SF, utilize those camps that are so nearby.
Yeah, I think that has a large portion of why that is, and they're going to make another attempt here mid, but CTY...
Yeah, he gets a ball lightning jump. Sumail got caught once and just barely lived. He's going to keep a keen eye out for that Spirit Breaker, especially during nighttime.
I.M.O's doing a really good job of pressuring him overall. I think if they hit that second kill, it would have been fantastic, but even without that, they're doing a good job of slowing down a hero that they don't have too many counters for, which is the right idea. Like, just pressure him as much as he can in the lane, slow down his farm so he can't get a really quick Bloodstone, and just extend the game time for yourself. In mid, he might actually die for this.
Yep, they're going to catch him this time around. The silence guarantees they get the kill.
If at first it doesn't succeed.
Try again.
Nice. What synergy we have.
Yep.
That was like the 5th time they went for it, and it's just like, we're just going to keep doing this. And Sumail's like, are you serious right now? Like, how do you justify doing this for the 5th time? But
this is actually comes back. This is a point that we were talking about very early on in some of our casts during the group stages, in even the wildcard matches. Razor and Viper, we're talking about Gyrocopter as well. Core heroes that are able to sit alone in their lane because they're either just tanky enough or they put enough offensive pressure on the offlane or whatever it is, right? They're willing to group 3 different heroes there in middle because why the hell not? RTK is going to be dropping low here as EG do make a big rotation out. And RTK will go down for the last couple right clicks, but at the same time, CTY comes in with a Rupture. Sand King actually had to TP out because he was too low. Sumail still has a lot of mana though, and it's actually going to make the commitment for the Razor, but there goes the heal out from Blana, but the damage from Fear is still enough. Now Sumail is running out of mana, but he's still healthy enough to be able to battle up against CTY. Looks like Lanham will be able to get the kill on Sumail to start things off. The Tombstone is just too big. In fact, if anything, AUI is going to be caught as well as DDDC comes in from the side with a Hex. And that actually turns out to be a fight that I think I.M.O won. It's really close. It was a 3-for-3. No, Evil Geniuses actually came out on top with golden experience.
Yeah, but it was still, I mean, that was perfect play by I.M.O and salvaging that, because that could have been 10 times worse. Like, the Queen of Pain comes in by Fear, perfect Sonic Wave, hits everything in its path, but then the Undying's there to get the putback kill onto the Storm Spirit, so you're just trying to slow down the Storm Spirit even more, and even with Fear getting those kills, it's not like his farm is insane. All he has is the treads right now, and so I.M.O is just doing a good job of minimizing the damage as much as possible, and I mean, I.M O, they're doing a good job right now. They are leading in net worth, but that could all change since Universe has some jungle stacks to go to, and now that he realizes the danger that bottom lane was just in, I think he's just going to be content to farm the jungle now. Like before, lane was going absolutely fantastic, so he can just sit in the middle of the lane in Sandstorm, but in this type of position where it's worth it to make those rotations by E-Home, then he should move out.
You could see at level 7, he now goes for the epicenter because he is so close to his Blink Dagger. The first reveal of that Blink Dagger, who's your best option? Is it Bloodseeker?
Yeah, I think you go for wherever the Bloodseeker is. Going for showing it off for the first time and just grabbing a support probably isn't worth it. The thing is, we see CTY do this every single time. Like, he just immediately goes to the jungle whenever he falls back whatsoever and just makes quick use of this. Because Bloodseeker with Treads and a Quelling Blade jungles so quickly. And we actually see this as well, is that E-Home decide to go for the smoke. They're trying to set up for somebody in mid because they anticipate Sumail coming in. And that's why you see the Lion and the Bloodseeker being the ones to smoke up and not anybody else. And YJ's going to push this in, and Sumail has no idea. He's got a pre-jump for this one.
Hex already catching him out with the silence on top. It's just a simple 1-2 combination. The Hex into the Bloodright that kind of guarantees the kill on the Storm Spirit. All that extra damage and control is just excess from E-Home. So Evil Geniuses, they're going to need a lot more rotations if they want to keep this Tier 1 tower ahead, as we're talking about it just last series.
Oh, they've got a blink and a smoke on Universe. This could be what turns it around for them here in mid. Sumail's going to respawn soon too.
Here comes the epicenter going straight for CTY with a double burrow strike. Sonic Wave over the top. PPD drops the Chain Frost as well, which bounces over to the Ranger. You couldn't ask for better luck there. ROTK controls Fear a bit. They do manage to get the Finger of Death to kill AUI. PPD run down by zombies perhaps. Needs some help from Universe. He will survive in the end. A 3-for-1. Make that maybe 4. Yep, Sumail jumps in as the Storm Spirit to catch Lana at the tail end of the fight.
EG are a type of lineup where if one person doesn't succeed, somebody does. In this case, E-Home did such a good job of shutting out Sumail with the constant gank pressure that it was up to Fear. But then Fear got dual lane to top, so he was having such a hard time. And then so it's Universe, who comes in with the Blink Dagger. I mean, I thought he was just going to get one kill with the initial reveal, but with that smoke, EG demonstrate that they're willing to take a 4v5 fight as long as they have the positioning advantage. And that Lich Chain Frost bounce was so fortuitous. The fact that it went over to the Razor that had like 300 HP.
Right.
That was the dream fight for EG. The stars just aligned for them to be able to take that one.
At the same time, I feel like that was a lot on E-Home, just strategy-wise. That was a poor idea. I mean, they should know that Universe is getting close to his Blink Dagger to start with, but they also didn't have the mech out from the Undying yet. And that is a very critical factor in them winning these early team fights. I mean, they should have that mech advantage over EG, because you look at their cores, none of them are going to go for an early mech.
Yeah, and so EG right now, they are going to lose this Tier 1 tower mid, but they're okay with the trade that they just had. Losing, they're eventually going to give it up, but you know they got a 4-for-1 trade originally in the original attempt, so they're going to be pretty happy about that. It does mean that Lan M is going to grab his mech, but I mean, E-Home's in a really weird situation because they can't let that happen again. Even if you have a mech, letting a Sand King get a multiple hero epicenter stun off is probably going to lose you the fight. Because there's so much follow-up from EG. You can have the Storm Zip in, we saw the Chain Frost, you can throw the Sonic Wave, and on top of that, we didn't even see any track kills in that engagement because AUI wasn't quite level 6. If you make those mistakes against EG's lineup, you're just flat out going to lose from the gold difference.
So you should never just 5-man into a tower.
You got to smoke.
You got to smoke, get a pick off, and then take a tower. Or maybe if you have preemptive vision set up, such as the top lane, like this would be a decent tower to go for only because they have that observer up. But it's only going to last for another 15 seconds, so hopefully the smoke is a little bit more fortuitous for E-Home. But we do have double invis, AUI as well as Sumail. Both invised up, they pop the dust, but AUI and Sumail just both back up in time. Now they're going to go for Universe, who blinks his way to the side. Burrow strikes up ROTK, and now Sumail will make the initiation. Fear waiting for more of E-Home to come into the cone area. Will bounce himself away. ROTK pops the ultimate onto Fear, but is still put in a bad position by a defensive blink.
YJ's too low to fight this.
Yeah, he gets a heal, but it's still not enough. The burst damage is there. Shuriken now bouncing around over to Lana, and with the extra bit of damage from Fear, they get another kill. The Tombstone's all that's left for E-Home, except for CTY, who's desperate to be able to get this kill. Will be able to catch AUI. Sumail forced to TP out. The rest of Evil Geniuses will actually all retreat. CTY just gets one pick off, and between him and the Tombstone, and Evil Geniuses really just running out of steam, he will be able to kind of press offensively forward, but still a terrible fight for E-Home. Evil Geniuses once again win it.
I'm really surprised that after the smoke broke and ROTK saw the position that they were in that they continue to fight there. They didn't have a ward in this sector of the jungle, and so that was just a complete blind fight for them. That was just them hoping that the power of the Undying Tombstone was going to be enough for them to take that fight. But more importantly than that, you just need vision. If you're against a bounty hunter and you're taking a blind fight like that, you're simply just asking to lose.
Yeah, bottom lane, Lonham's going to be caught by another jump from Sumail, and that's a bounty kill as well. Cannot forget about the bounty hunter being a huge factor in these fights. Now 3-man smoke, Epicenter leading the way. ROTK going to be jumped on for a strike up. He's tanky as all hell, but he's going to go down anyway. Evil Geniuses just finding pickoff after pickoff, and Snowball is a-rolling at 15 minutes. It's funny because just like even 8 minutes, 9-minute marker, things were looking really good for E-Home.
Oh yeah, they were doing so well. After they were starting to pressure that tower down, they had gotten a lot of kills, and I mean, EG were struggling, but Sumail, all of a sudden, he's almost got the Bloodstone, but I mean, I just want to highlight them as a unit so well. Sumail opening up that bottom lane, being able to get that kill with AUI. At the same time, EG make the simultaneous move on mid, giving E-Home had no time to respond. And at bottom again, DGC is going to go down. This is another track kill.
And now they're well set up to be able to take this Tier 1 tower as well, or maybe at least control it a bit. E-Home, they're already aggressively pushing forward with the Razor up at the top lane, who does seem to be going for an SNY build, starting out with the Yasha. We've talked about Razor builds before, you and I. We see a lot of mechs previously, but not so much anymore ever since the change-up of the mech, and you already have a mech hero in Undying. Is SNY really the best option for a Razor, or Drun's Aghanims is another build?
I think the SNY is okay, but he just doesn't have enough HP right now to live through the burst damage.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it would have even been better for him to go for the mech. I think they anticipated Lonham having a better game and being able to get it a little bit sooner than he has in this game, because he had a really good early start, right? If we remember correctly, but I mean, ever since that early start, he was so close to it. I think, I even mentioned when they took that Tier 1 tower mid almost 5 minutes ago that he was only about 300, 400 gold away from it, and now he's still stuck in a similar position where he now just finishes it after that tower at top, and so this has been a lot more delayed than they would have liked, and at top, Universe is going to TP. Oh, this is such an awkward situation. Everybody from E-Home is set up.
That's a TP in from Universe, correct?
Yes.
So they may actually, I don't know, how do they catch him? If he just immediately sandstorms, they don't have any vision, and even if they did, if they ran forward and dusted, he would just immediately blink or burst strike away.
Yeah, I guess he should be fine. Yeah. As soon as he sees one hero there, things should be okay for him, but it's more just an unfortunate timing where I think he sees YJ right now and he knows that he's being backed up as a result of this, and you get to kind of just make your decisions based on the information that you can see.
Do you think YJ should have gone for, if he's going SMY for this change first, like you see gyrocopters often go for, when they go SNY solely just to beef themselves up earlier?
I think it would have been a decent play. Like I know right now he went for the Yasha first, but I don't think it's damage that he really lacks, because CTY provides plenty of damage. I think it's just the HP, the raw health that he needs is a lot more important, because EG, their lineup does run out of steam after the initial burst, but it's that initial burst that's so strong right now that they're struggling to deal with.
Yeah, and that's why you saw like Evil Geniuses make very clean escapes once they realized all their damage was out. Like in the last situation where they killed 4 heroes, right? Like most of the time when you've killed 4 heroes and haven't dropped a single one, you're able to stick around. But CTY was able to take that bounty hunter, and the rest of the EG backed away because it was like the Tombstone and CTY. That was too much for them to handle, even if they were a 5-man.
This is the awkward situation that a bounty hunter pick puts you in, because E-Home want to fight because they have a Razor and an Undying, but if you get caught out by another Sand King ultimate plus 4 5-man tracks, the game